Now on the underside of this TS5010 Shogun, just where the pen is here, you can see just where I'm moving this, the track is all disintegrated. Now this track here is a very thin track, and it supplies the 13.8 volt supply from over here on the input of the DC supply of the side of the radio, and it feeds here to these points on the board, which are for the test point for measuring the idling current. This is where the 13.8 volt is supplied through to the collectors of the output and the driver transistor. Now where the transistor has shorted, as it's burned out, there's been a massive current surge, and just like a fuse, it causes this tracking to completely disintegrate here. It's all just burned up. So that's all going to need to be repaired. Quite a common fault on these, and of course the Lincoln, the 2830 and the HR2510 radios also have a habit of suffering with this problem when the transistor blows. Now what I'm going to do now is check the idling current, the bias idling current on the driver and the final here, and from that we'll be able to tell which one of these two transistors has failed. Normally if the transistor is not functioning correctly, we won't be able to get a proper bias idling reading for current. Now either the test points here, that one there is for the driver, and that one there is for the final, and that one there is your input 13.8. So you need to connect your test meter up between here and here to test for the final, and here to test for the driver. But you can find all this information in the service manual for the Shogun TS5010, and it explains exactly how to do it. Now I've tested the idling current on the final, and that is fine. We're getting a reading of around about 40 milliamps, so that's not a problem. The transistor's functioning. Now we're going to check the driver, and I have tested it, and it is there is a problem there. It's not drawing hardly any current at all, and I can't get an adjustment on it, so it's a good indication the transistor's failed. But just so you can see, we're connected here at the moment for the test points for the driver current, and if we look at the meter now, there's no reading. Transmit, and you can see we're getting about 0.2 milliamps. It should really be between 40 and 50, and whatever I do I cannot adjust it. So that's a good indication that the driver transistor is failed without even having to uninstall it and test it. Nice simple test, very easy way of determining which transistor is failed without having to remove them from the rig. Okay, well here we have the driver. That's the Mitsubishi 2SE2166 I've removed from the Shogun, the TS5010. I've tested it now, I've removed it from the radio, and it is definitely faulty. So what we're going to do is replace it with this transistor here. This is an Elaflow 2SE2166 replacement transistor. Okay, well the new Elaflow 2SE2166 driver transistor is installed. I'm just going to hook up the test points now, and we're going to check the idling current now, the bias current, and see what result we have now. Let's just put our probe on there, just transmit and have a look on the meter, and we have there around about 45, just fluctuating there, D key, re-key again, around about 45 milliamps, so that's about right. It should be between about 40 and 50, so that's ideal. Now the test point is back in place down here, as you can see. That's the jumper board, what you remove for measuring the bias idling current. Now we've connected the radio up here to a Revex power meter just there. It's connected to a 50 ohm dummy load. We're just going to have a quick look. Audio, audio, we're on USB, audio, audio, and we have power on the radio, and on the Revex we are showing on the 20 watt scale, audio, audio, over 20 watts there. Let's just have a quick flick to 200, audio, audio, around about 25-30 watts PEP showing at the moment. So we now have reasonable output power. Again, standard output for this radio is of course 25 watts PEP SSB, so we've got that and more, and 10 watts AM FM. We're just going to flick over to FM. Let's just have a look. I think someone's had the power turned up on the looks of it. Let's have a look. Oh yes, definitely. We're showing 30 watts on FM and it's only supposed to be 10, so we'll be turning that down. Obviously some screwdriver monkey has been here before, have they not? So we'll have to put that right. Well, here we are with our Shogun 27.550 megs there. And we have our meter on. We're connected up to the antenna at the moment, so with a bit of volume. We are on FM mode. Let's just have a quick look at the power. And it's keying up there, and we have about 10 watts there, just a fraction over 10 watts on the Revex. Switch over to AM. Swing. Audio. We've got some swing there, USB. I've set the power on it now to what it should be. Audio, 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 audio. It's peaking around the 20, just over 200 watt scale. Audio, audio, audio. Peaking around 25-30 watts PEP. So there we have our Shogun. We'll just have a quick listen. We'll skip down from the continent there. So there we go. One Emperor Shogun back up and running.